There's a quick little story about someone who I've always had great respect for, and that's our Buckminster Fuller. And there was a point in his life as a young man where he was done. He had felt like he had just blown it. He had messed up in his life to the point where he did not feel like he could forgive himself and that he would not be forgiven by others. He had just been, too selfish and just, really his behavior was awful. And so he had chosen to leave his life, to commit suicide. And he was actually on a bridge. And there was a point where he really got a hold of what was going on. And he asked himself the question, if there's something positive that I can do, if I can bring something of benefit to others, then is my life worth living? And he stopped and he said, it is. It is. And in that moment, he recommitted to life. And he contributed so very, very, very much. And he also took the next year or two and lived his life in silence because he did not want to speak until he felt like he really had clarity, like he had a grip on things. And so sometimes in those moments of darkness and of despair, it really is taking us to that place where we can ask those deepest, darkest questions. What is the higher purpose? What can you bring that's of value to your soul, to the soul of all, to the good of all, to the unity and evolving quality of what life is? And I invite you to do that in those moments. That is going outside of yourself and going beyond that moment of despair.
And when you were speaking to evolution, what we mean by evolution is not the Darwinian understanding of evolution, but soul evolution. Advancing the purpose of your being to incorporate the highest aspects of consciousness, the highest aspects of love. And I know in speaking to my guidance, I've often spoken about where I'm going next after this lifetime, having looked at where I've been before. And it's important to understand that you're working on future lives right now. You are cleaning up past lives right now. You are, in effect, with your consciousness, capable of affecting others in ways that you don't even understand. So maybe there's this person who's in despair, sitting in their home, and you're walking past their home and there's a rose bush in front of their home, and your admiration of that rose, the beauty, the way that strikes you so deeply, when you take something in and you connect with it on a very deep level, and you do it in a way that's very pure, and just from that place within your heart, the energy that may go out to that rose goes far past that rose into that house where that person sitting in despair picks up that energy, doesn't have any idea where it comes from. But what happens is they are lifted a little bit so that they can take the next step in their day a little easier. And so what I am saying is that when you, when I, when each of us fulfills things in our life in a coherent manner, and by that I mean something where we're connected from the third dimensional level of our being all the way into the soul level of our being, which is what we're doing with our tools. We try to help people in that way. We work on these things for ourselves and have found that when we are connected, when we have that coherence going through our body, that whatever we do has greater effect than if we do it from a place of confusion, a place of ignorance, a place of anger, a place of despair. That's why great souls like Krishna and Christ and Buddha, when they did things, they had such coherence within their body that if you put them on a balance beam and you put them on one side and you put millions of souls on the other side, they would outweigh them, because that's the nature of coherence. And that's the opportunity that's being offered to each of us today, to become more coherent, more focused, so that in each of our actions, it affects much more than what we see in front of us. It goes out and a world starts being transformed. That's the whole concept behind the 100th monkey. The whole concept behind a few individuals in conscious meditation can affect the consciousness of the world. And that's been proven and demonstrated with different levels of meditative groups where they measure what's going on in cities, what's going on in countries. Things shift. So let's bring that into each of our lives personally so that we can make the difference that we've been offered to make.
It's an amazing time, and this is something that our souls chose. We made that choice at some very high level to be here at this very challenging and very rare time, to be part of this evolution, part of bringing in greater love, greater compassion, bringing the unity. And it takes all of us to support each other and love each other and grow together so that we can accomplish what we're here for.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us and sharing with us, and let us know how you feel. And because we are here for each other. We're sharing this for you. We're sharing this for us so we can hear what it is we have to say. I mean, it's such a wonderful life when we have each other to work with.
Thank you, and blessings.
Blessings.